Om Shanti. Baba Sakar Murli, 6th of August 2022. Essence. Sweet children, this confluence of the Father, the ocean of knowledge, and the Brahmaputra river is like a diamond. You children come here to change from shells into diamonds. Question. When and how is the Golden Age Kingdom established? Answer. When the whole of the impure world has been cleansed, that is, when the old world has been destroyed, the Golden Aged Kingdom will be established. You have to become ready before then. You have to become pure. The era of the new kingdom will begin when not a single impure person remains. That era will not begin here. Although Radha and Krishna will have taken birth, it won't be called the Golden Age at that time. It is when they sit on the throne of the kingdom in the form of Lakshmi and Narayan that era will begin. Until then, souls will continue to come and go. All of these things have to be churned. Song. This is the spring to forget the world. Om Shanti. Where have you children come to? To the shores of the ocean of knowledge. In fact, you reside on the banks of the Ganges of knowledge, and you have now come to the shores of the ocean of knowledge. Who have come? The Ganges of knowledge. In order to become what? To change from shells into diamonds, that is, from being poverty-stricken to becoming the crown on the head. Brahma is the Brahmaputra, and Shiva is the ocean of knowledge. This is the Brahmaputra river. He is a child. Brahma is the son of Shiva. You are grandsons and granddaughters. In Calcutta, a very big meeting takes place between the ocean and rivers. The Ganges, the Brahmaputra, and the ocean meet there. Other rivers also merge into the Brahmaputra river. The main meeting is that of the Brahmaputra and the ocean. That is called Diamond Harbour. The British gave it that name. They don't understand the meaning of it at all. They just gave it that name. The Father explains its meaning to you. At this time, you have personally come to the Brahmaputra and the ocean of knowledge. You personally go to the ocean there too, in order to become diamonds. However, instead of becoming diamonds, you become stone, because that is the path of devotion. This is the confluence of souls with the Supreme Soul. Both are together. That is non-living, brackets a memorial, whereas this is the living form. This one can go anywhere. Therefore, you children should always understand that both the Brahmaputra and the ocean are combined in the living form. This is the confluence to become a diamond. You have to become like diamonds. This one is the Brahmaputra, and you are the adopted Ganges of knowledge. These rivers are countless. Everyone knows that there are many rivers in Bharat. These are countless. You cannot reach the end of these rivers of knowledge. It is only at this time that the rivers emerge from the ocean. First, the Brahmaputra emerges, and then other smaller rivers emerge from that. You know this, number-wise, according to the efforts you make. Some are big and others are small. That one makes all human beings become like diamonds. It wouldn't be said that only those of the Sun dynasty become emperors and empresses. No. As are the king and queen, so the people. The lives of all of you become like diamonds. Those who make even a little effort for heaven become like diamonds. This Brahmaputra river and the ocean both live together. When you children come here, you understand internally that you have come to Bap Dada. The Father is the ocean of knowledge, and he enters this Brahmaputra, that is, Brahma. He makes you become like diamonds through this one. Now, it depends on how much effort each of you makes and how much you follow Srimad. You also know that you have to make effort whilst you are still alive. You continue to receive these teachings. The results of the examination will emerge at the time of destruction. On the one hand, the results will be announced, and on the other hand, destruction will begin. Then there will be cries of distress. Don't even ask. This is why you have to become ready before destruction and the war takes place. You should understand how much time now remains. You also know that when your kingdom is established, everything will have been cleansed. You continue to become pure. Those people are impure. All impure ones will be destroyed. They will settle their karmic accounts and return home. When not a single impure person remains, this world will be called a pure world. At this time you are pure, but the whole world is not pure. It will definitely become pure. After destruction takes place, the whole world will be pure. That will be called a new world. When someone asks you about the era of the new world, explain that the new era will begin when the emperor and empress sit on the throne. Until the new era begins, the old era will definitely still remain. The era will not begin from here. Although we Brahmins are new, the world, that is, everything on earth, is not new. It is now the confluence. The Golden Age has to come after the Iron Age. We say that the first princess and prince are Radha and Krishna. Even then, we won't call that the Golden Age at that time. Until Lakshmi and Narayan sit on the throne, there will continue to be one conflict or another, even though Radha and Krishna are there. Look, these are all things to churn. When the Golden Age begins, the era will begin, the era of so-and-so of the Sun dynasty. An era never exists by the name of the prince or princess. There will continue to be coming and going during the time in between. Dirty, impure people also have to go back. There will be a few people that still remain here. It takes time for all of those who are still left here to go back home. Who is explaining this? The ocean of knowledge is explaining, and the Brahmaputra river of knowledge is also explaining. Both are explaining together. That confluence of the Kumbha takes place every year. This confluence of the Kumbha, of the ocean and the rivers of knowledge, only takes place at the confluence age. You children say that you are going to the mother and father, the ocean of knowledge, to the big river. Baba is giving us our inheritance through this big river and the other rivers. That is, he is making us become like diamonds. People go to the Kumbh Mela with so much happiness and purity, and they remain pure in their thoughts, words and deeds while they are there. Those are physical pilgrimages. Pilgrims wish to benefit themselves. The guides don't experience as much benefit as the pilgrims do. The guides simply go to accumulate money. They don't have as many devotional feelings as the pilgrims do. The pilgrims go with very pure feelings, and some of them even have visions. There is a lingam of ice that exists at Amarnath. When you go in front of it, all you see is the ice. Those who have devotional feelings become very happy when they see it, thinking that it is the wonder of nature. People have the faith that the lingam is automatically created out of ice. However, that is nothing. The true pilgrimage is the one that you are on now. People think that they have stumbled around a great deal in order to find God, but they didn't find God anywhere. Baba has explained to you that you cannot take a picture of God. How could you take a photograph of a point? In order to explain, you say that he is a star. A star sparkles in the centre of the forehead. Some daughters apply a tilak to the centre of their foreheads. They have heard that the residence of a soul is in the forehead, and so they apply a star there. That is the true tilak. The tilak of sovereignty is a bigger tilak. They receive the physical tilak of sovereignty. You children know that you souls are now receiving the tilak of sovereignty. You souls understand that you are now receiving the tilak of sovereignty from the Supreme Father, the Supreme Soul. They apply a very beautiful star to the centre of the forehead. They even apply a tilak of gold. You have now received all the knowledge. We stars are now becoming like diamonds. We souls are stars. The Supreme Father, the Supreme Soul, is also just the same, a tiny star. However, he has all the knowledge. These are very deep matters. You have now received knowledge, that is, you have received enlightenment. You have seen and understood the form of the Supreme Father, the Supreme Soul. Just as you have visions of a soul, so you have visions of the Supreme Soul. He would say, I am just the same as you are. Why would children want to have visions of the Father? That soul is not bigger or smaller. As are you, so is the Father. Just the praise and the parts are different. His part is unique, completely different from anyone else's. No two souls have the same part. Two actors cannot have the same part. This is called the wonder of God. In fact, it should be called the wonder of the drama, because Baba doesn't say that he created the drama. Otherwise, the question would arise, when was it created? This is called the wonder of nature. You now know how this cycle turns. Souls are stars and have such big parts. The Supreme Father, the Supreme Soul, is the Almighty Authority, the World Almighty Authority. He is called the Ocean of Knowledge. Here, no one can be called the Ocean of Knowledge. Those who study the Vedas and Scriptures only give knowledge of the Scriptures. No one else has the knowledge that the Father has. Only God comes and teaches the knowledge of easy Raja Yoga. He alone is called the Ocean of Knowledge. So, this is the confluence of the rivers. You also understand that rivers emerge from an ocean. Some children don't even know this. In the same way, no one understands the things you say. How would the ocean of knowledge come? How would the Ganges of knowledge receive knowledge from him? These are matters of knowledge. People have so many other things in their intellects that they have heard from others, and so they are not aware of true things. You now know about the ocean and the ocean of knowledge. Physical oceans and rivers continue to cause sorrow. When an ocean floods, it causes so much damage. Now, everyone remembers the ocean of knowledge, the purifier. No one remembers that ocean or those rivers. They remember the purifier, the ocean of knowledge. You rivers have emerged from this ocean. No one knows his name, form, place or time. Although they say the name Shiva, they have only given his name to the lingam. Baba's name is imperishable. Shiv Baba is the one creator, and his creation is only one and is eternal. The Father sits here and explains how it is eternal. These festivals, etc., do not exist in the Golden Age. All of them disappear. They then begin on the path of devotion. People understand that heaven existed and will come again, and although it is hell at this time, no one knows its duration. There is extreme darkness. No one even knows the duration of the cycle. They say that this drama continues to turn, but because of not knowing its duration, they don't understand anything. The Father sits here and tells you the essence of all the Vedas and Scriptures through the mouth of Brahma. This is why they have shown the Scriptures in the hands of Brahma. He cannot hold all the Scriptures in his hands. No one else relates all the Scriptures through Brahma either. You know that all of them belong to the path of devotion. You have continued to study them. No one knows when they began studying them. They simply say that they are eternal, that Vyas wrote the Vedas. They consider the Vedas to be more elevated. However, it is also written that the Vedas and Scriptures are the creation of the Gita. You children know that the same Vedas and Scriptures will be created again. They will then be given the same names. you now know that you are once again becoming worthy of worship. You will then become worshippers, and you will build temples, etc. When the kings and queens build temples, the subjects also do the same. When the path of devotion begins, everyone begins to build temples. They even build them in their homes. Temples to Radha and Krishna cannot be built in the kingdom of Lakshmi and Narayan. The temples are built on the path of devotion. As people continue to fall, they continue to build temples. The property of the Sun and Moon dynasties is enjoyed by the Merchant and Shudra dynasties. Where else would the kingdom come from? The same property continues to exist. The large properties gradually become smaller until eventually none of them remains. They continue to distribute them amongst themselves. Therefore, you children understand how you now become worthy of worship, for how long you remain that, and then how you become worshippers. You have now understood what the name, form, place, time, and part of the Supreme Father, the Supreme Soul are, have you not? On the path of devotion, too, the Father fulfills the pure desires of devotees. It is Ravan who fulfills impure desires. The ocean of knowledge has made all of this knowledge sit in your intellects. Not everyone will understand. Those who belonged here in the previous cycle are the ones who will continue to emerge. Acha. To the sweetest, beloved, long-lost and now-found children, love, remembrance, and good morning from the Mother, the Father, Bap-Dada. The spiritual father says, Namaste to the spiritual children. Essence for Dana. 1. Continue to make effort for as long as you live. Put the Father's teachings into practice. Become a master ocean of knowledge, the same as the Father. 2. Become a spiritual guide and enable everyone to go on the true pilgrimage. Become like a diamond and also make others the same. Blessing. May you make your words and actions elevated with your elevated and pure attitude and become a world transformer. The children who finish their weak attitudes and make a vow to have a pure and elevated attitude see this world as elevated. Your attitude has a connection with your vision and your actions. Anything good or bad is first of all imbibed by your attitude, and it is then put into words and actions. To have an elevated attitude means that your words and actions will naturally be elevated. The vibrations and atmosphere are created by your attitude. Those who make a vow to have an elevated attitude automatically become world transformers. Slogan. Practice being bodiless and beyond the awareness of bodies, and you will be able to know the feelings in anyone's mind. Om Shanti.